Today we're going to be making beer vinegar. The difference between malt vinegar and beer vinegar is the hops. So beer vinegar, obviously we have hops in the beer and that can affect the flavor of the vinegar, so it's a little different. I'm going to use my corn cream ale. It's 5.78% alcohol. The range that I read is best for making vinegar is 3.5% to 17%. I have read that the optimal amount is 8%, and some say that you would dilute something that's stronger or add spirits to something's weaker to get to that optimal 8%. I'm not going to do that. I'm using my corn cream ale because it's the lightest hopped beer that I make. First, I'm going to pour the rest of the bit out that I have that I've saved. So after I poured the beer, I'm letting it warm up to room temperature. And I covered it while I'm doing that because I want to keep it covered. I am out of cheesecloth and I'm out of coffee filters. So I went with the alternative of paper towels, which will work fine with rubber band. It still allows oxygen to get in. So that works. Basically with making the vinegar, we want the exact opposite of what we all worry so much as brewers about oxidation. So we want to encourage oxidation in order to make vinegar, but you want to keep anything else out of it. My first batch, I did deal with mold and had to throw it out. I wasn't using a vinegar mother. I was trying to do it the old-fashioned way and just with a lot of time, and that didn't work out. So the second time, I used a vinegar mother, which is Supreme vinegar, and this is a malt mother. So I will pour this entire contents into my beer, which is vinegar itself as well as the mother. So it helps the whole process to convert all the beer into vinegar. I use a little heating mat that helps to keep the temperature. Right now it's at 78 degrees. I have it set for 75. So now I'm going to take the cover off and add the mother. There we go. I like to keep this on my counter in here where I can check it periodically. You don't want light to get to it too. So they say put it in a dark warm space. So it's going to be here with my heating pad, keeping it nice and warm and consistent. Because at night we don't keep the house at 75 degrees or anything Fahrenheit. So this warming pad will help keep a consistent temperature through the day and night. And then I came up with a little idea here I just took 2 pieces of construction paper, taped them together. There we have it. No light gets to it. So, all right, now we just wait. 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I will check it weekly. I'll probably end up checking it more than weekly, to be honest, because I just want to look at it and see what's going on. And I will make sure that I don't see any mold forming. If there is any of the calm yeast that forms on there, I will scoop it out and remove it because I don't want it affecting the flavor, which it can do. So I'll watch it, and I'm looking forward to a nice new mother to form. It'd be like a gelatin that forms on the top of it, and that's what I'll be looking for. And I'll taste it and sample it as I go. And once that mother starts to sink, that's a good sign that it's ready. So now we wait. It's been just over a week.
So, you're not dead, right?
And there is the cam yeast, the dreaded cam yeast. It is completely safe, but if it sits in there for too long, it can affect the flavor. So I've dealt with this before. I'm going to remove as much as I can and then stir it back up and give time for the pH and the acidity as it continues to drop. It makes it more difficult for the yeast to survive.
I'm about 2 weeks in, still dealing with calm yeast or cam yeast. To be honest, I'm not sure the right way to say it. But I keep clearing it off, and I'm starting to smell a strong vinegar smell coming through, so that's good. The cam yeast almost has that, it's almost like a bready smell, and I try to get that out of there. That's why I don't want it to stay in. Like I said before, it's not harmful, but it can affect the flavor. Trying to get a good focus here. See how collect that off the top while a new mother's trying to form on the top. but that's what I do. And that's what I have seen others do when they talk about it. And once again, it's not harmful. It's just kind of gross. But in reality, I think all this stuff is part of fermentation. So, and I think my house loves yeast because I brew beer. I don't know. Anyway, all right, continuing on. This is officially a fail at a batch of vinegar. You can see that mold on there that started growing on top of the mother that was finally forming. I'm about 6 weeks in, and I've been battling the cam yeast. Everything was looking good. Smelling good. It was smelling like vinegar. But all of a sudden, mold formed. And some say that with ferments like this, you can scrape that off the top and keep moving forward, not to worry about it. But I know that that is just the bloom that I'm seeing, and I don't mess around with mold. So this is going down the drain, and this is how we learn. I will do it again. I have failed before, I have succeeded before, and this is the journey. We'll be back with the success.
Okay, so you've seen me fail. Now let's try this again. This time, I'm going to use my cranberry oatmeal stout. I think it's going to be a much more interesting vinegar than using the cream ale anyway. So I'm going to go for this, and we're going to do it again. I have 32 ounces of beer poured. I'm going to decarb it this time. I'm letting it warm up, and I'm going to let it decarbonate as well. Last time I didn't worry about it because I read that you didn't necessarily need to do it, but I had a fail. And this time as well, I think the chemistry is really important. This time I checked the pH of the beer before I did it, and this stout has much lower pH too, so I think that's going to be to my advantage as well for making the vinegar. So it was toggling between 3.9 and 4 on the pH value, which I think is great. It gives me a great start, having it low to prevent any kind of cam yeast or ultimately mold, which is I'm most worried about, not forming and giving it time to establish and make vinegar. And I'm also going to keep it at a much higher temperature this time around too. I'm going to keep it warm, above 80 degrees. Okay, it's been a few hours of slowly warming the beer and agitating it to decarb it, as well as that agitation and aeration helps to oxygenate it as well, which I want. So now I'm ready to add the vinegar mother to it, which is 8 ounces from Supreme Vinegar. It's a malt vinegar mother. I'm going to add that to my 32 ounces of beer. And sanitizing everything along the way, including my cheesecloth. On goes the cover. Keep light off.
All right, now we're talking. It's been about a week and a half. And that's exactly how this should look. The new mother's forming very nicely on top. No signs of cam yeast at all. No signs of mold. Fantastic. Oh, it smells like vinegar. I'm very happy about this. This looks great. I think it all comes down to the chemistry and the fact that the pH was nice and low where it should be when I started this one. It's been just 2 weeks. This is absolutely amazing how that mother is a monster. I'm telling you what, for me moving it and showing it to someone else, it had dipped down on the ends a little bit and it just reformed even thicker. That is amazing. I've been maintaining about 85 to 90 degrees with the warmer, and that starting pH I think is really what took off, but I've never seen anything like this. It's only been 2 weeks. It smells so strong of vinegar, and I couldn't be happier. Okay, it's week 4. 2 days ago, I started gently touching the top of the mother because I was getting worried about it drying out. The aroma was not as pungent of vinegar anymore, and it was so thick that I was concerned about mold forming on the dry bits on top. and I did not want to ruin this batch. But you can see how thick that mother is. When I touched it, it ended up sinking, and that is the largest mother I've ever seen. And it was so thick. That's why I was getting concerned about it. It sank, and within 2 days, a new mother has formed. The fermentation process is still very active. I will let it keep going. Oh, and the aroma has come back. It's very pungent and smells like vinegar. So I'll probably give it a couple more weeks.
Okay, it's been 5 weeks and vinegar's done. I'm gonna filter it and do the whole process now. So this is just amazing. It's kind of unbelievable that this whole other SCOBY or mother formed after I sank the other one. But it's been enough time. Now it smells like vinegar, it tastes like vinegar, and I don't want to keep going any longer. Eventually it will convert it into water, and it will just reduce the concentration of the vinegar. So let's do it. I'm going to try to do this without making a huge mess, but I'm really excited. I've never had a result like this. This is amazing. So this is the 4th time that I've attempted to make vinegar. I've had 2 fails, 1 success, but how well this is going, that success doesn't even seem that great anymore. But all right, let's do it. Take off the cheesecloth. First, I'm going to try my best to get the mother, all of it, out and into this jar, and then I'm going to store it and save it. So it's just in such good quality shape that I want to keep that for our future batches. I have multiple tools because I'm not sure what the best way to get it out is. So I've got tongs, I've got this, I think it's for icing on cake. So we're going to see how this goes. Okay, so far that's not working great. Oh wow, it smells great. It smells like vinegar. We'll see if the tongs will do it. There's some. It wants to break apart. It's very soft. It's just gelatinous. Try to get some more. Oh, there it is. So my planned method this time around is to use a small coffee maker that I have for my trailer camper, and I'm hoping with that filter I'm going to run it through into the container to make it easy to then transfer with a funnel into these bottles. So I'm going to see how that goes. Here we go. Okay, it's draining. Smells great. Oh yeah, it's vinegar. It tastes good. It's interesting. There we have it. I don't think I'm going to pasteurize it. I want it raw. So I'm going to refrigerate it. And then I'm going to try it with French fries or chips, depending on if you're not in the States. Steak marinade, chicken marinade, put it on salads. So I'm going to try all those things and see how they turn out. But I'm really happy with it. Wow, more mother than I could possibly hope to have had. I can make so many batches of vinegar with this. I want no headspace at all. So I'm going to go ahead and top it off with a little distilled vinegar, and I will keep this not refrigerated, just stored, sealed, so no oxygen can
can get to it, and basically it'll go dormant. It'll just and until I need to use it more. Stick that in a dark cupboard and let it go to sleep. Until next time, I hope you got some value out of this. It can help you if you want to make vinegar yourself as well.